Hey, it's Denise, and it's been a while since I've done an unboxing or product review that hasn't had anything to do with dogs. So here I am. I hope I love it because I ordered two of them because it looked like a cool idea. That sounds like a bad pun because it's an air cooler. Not intended. It is basically, for where you don't have room for like a full-size air conditioner or something, but you do, supposedly it will drop the temperature in, a small to average room. They say like about, at least 10 degrees. So to me that sounded great, and I thought, especially a funny thing, in the couple weeks since I ordered it, I want to say it took probably about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks for it to arrive. My air conditioner died in my bedroom. So perfect timing, right? Not that I'm gonna need an air conditioner tonight. We actually had a frost warning last night, so I have not opened it yet. I am going to. You'll see it as I see it now. So you don't need to continue staring at my hair, which clearly has not been colored in a very long time. Very long time. It's getting almost silver looking. If it was a nice silver as opposed to like a boring gray, I could totally go with it. I just don't want it to be like a boring gray. Okay. And the problem is, like, the gray is all around my face. If my hair is down, it's like, oh, like salt and pepper dark brown hair. But when I pull it back like this into a ponytail, then it's like, oh, it looks like it's 100% practically gray. But, okay, so here we go. This is how it comes out of the box, and this is what comes with it. And it's, you can see it was packed in some styrofoam. My impression from the commercial, the ad, is basically it's a fan that also uses blowing over water to help bring down the temperature. And the nice thing about it is it plugs into a USB port, so you can put it. I do feel funny talking with you only seeing the top of my head, but I realize it's more important that you can see this. I should show you all the sides. So, like, this is, I assume, where the air is gonna blow out, maybe? This is the chamber where you put the water. It does tell you how much water it holds. So we get, okay. And then we have, I don't want to drop it. And we have this booklet, and you can see the USB cord, which is great, because I thought if this needs a regular, I couldn't remember if it was USB. I was like 90% sure it was, but I was like, if this turns out that's a regular plug, it's going to be much harder for me to actually try to use it and show you what I think of it. Okay, so here's the cord. Pretty decent length. I want to say at least 3 feet, probably. And I'm gonna guess this is probably, not only I'm guessing, hoping, probably a pretty self-explanatory sort of thing. I think it's kind of like put the water in, plug it in. But just to be sure, we're going to look at the instructions. Tells you what's in the package. Light button, gear button, switch, gear indicator, air outlet, adjustable fan blade, USB interface, inlet, bottom mat, bottom drain hole, USB charging cable, and instruction manual. Water absorption curtain and main body. So those are the different parts that it talks about that are apparently part of this. So what do we do? This, when you just see like a little, like that looks like a latch that makes something open. What do you know? It's a latch that made the top come off. I'm thinking this is the water curtain. I shouldn't be thinking anything. You should see some of the things like when I haven't followed the directions. Let's just say they don't always come out the way they're supposed to. And we will leave it at that. How to start the fan. The fan can be powered by using a USB charging cable. Short press the switch button. Default fan starts. White light does not light. Press the switch again to turn off the fan. After pressing the switch, gear button, mode, to adjust the fan's gear short. No, there's a period there. The fan's gear, but there's no capital. Don't you hate when it's like, is it a new sentence or isn't it? Mode, to adjust the fan's speed. When raised to third, then press it again, then drop to first. Okay, so I'm gathering by pressing it, you'll just go through the fan speeds is what they're trying to tell us here. How to fill the water tank and drain the water. The water tank can be filled or emptied by unscrewing the lid of the tank. Tighten tank cover. Pull up the water tank on the right side. Again, I apologize for the weird view, but it's more important that you see this than that you see me. This is the water tank, I believe. Yes, this is the water tank. So I'm gonna say that I take this off, and you can just see it just like screwed off. It's like a cap with like a little valve, which I assume is going to let the water, you know, drip in as it needs to. Got a bottle of water. And so you fill it from there, and I really need better lighting, I need better vision is what I need. But that's not going to happen. So I appreciate that y'all, for those of you who've been with me before, I appreciate that you put up with the fact that I have the granny glasses on and off. Align the card position and push the tank down to complete the water injection discharge. Okay, so basically what I'm taking from this is that I'm going to fill the water tank, hopefully without spilling it. If you're wondering like what is all over my bed that you're kind of seeing behind me, it is my dog's toys. If you've been watching any of my playlist of the videos about my poodle puppy, Percy, you'll know that I've been having an asthma flare-up. That's why you really haven't been seeing me. I've been stuck in bed on a lot of medication, and the high point of my day is having that wonderful dog come in here and visit me. All right, I'm going to screw the top on, and I'm going to, you can see there's like a little nozzle thing in the middle there that's going to line up with the center of that, and there's grooves on the back of this that are going to slide in. And now that I said that, like, let's let that, yeah, you can see the water bubbles. So it's letting some water drain into the body of it, where I believe this is the filter that the water soaks and then the fan blows through. I'm just making sure it doesn't tell me I have to do anything with that. Forgive me for a moment. You might not even notice. I'm just going to turn the light towards me. Oh, I'm feeling water pouring all over me. This is not a good thing. Water is pouring straight out of this thing. Pouring, people. Pouring straight out of it. In the bottom, out the front. Can you see this? The water is pouring straight out of it. I'm holding it over a garbage bag while we figure out what just went very wrong. My bed, sadly my crotch, and my floor are soaked. I slid that thing right back on there like it said to, and all the water poured out, straight out the bottom. I'm taking that tank out. This is all the water that's left in it. The whole tank just poured out all over my bed and floor. And is still leaking out. Oh my God. Alright, don't you love when I do an unboxing and it goes to... I must use a very bad word. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what went wrong. Is there some plug missing from somewhere? Is there... Because like this, you can see... I don't know if you can see... You can see air right through that. That's a hole. These are holes that water is just pouring out of. We're going to go back to this. Align it, put the water in, and it's saying if you want to drain it, that you would drain the bottom. Well, surprise, because the bottom just completely drained itself, as we just saw. There was nothing. Oh my God, water is still coming out. Every time I move it, water is still coming out. I'm soaked. My feet are soaked. My bed is soaked. My pants are soaked. Getting less happy with this thing. Getting less happy. Clearly, there's supposed to be some kind of plug in these holes that is not in there. There's no extra pieces in here. There's nothing saying I needed to put a plug in there. This is annoying me. This is really, really annoying me. And like, I feel like the whole fan unit where the electrical part is just got soaked as well, which can't be a good thing. I mean, it is right side up. You can see the buttons. You know, it's right side up. It's not like I was holding it upside down. And it just poured water all over me. I'm just trying to see. I don't even want to put it down on my bed again because every time I move it or tip it a different way, more water comes out. I'm going to sit it in the box. And we're going to see, is there a troubleshooting? Light button, gear button. We read through this at the beginning. 9 and 10. Bottom mat, bottom drain hole. Those look like those little holes on. Those little round, these things, which are all in place. But there's holes next to them that are just holes. So what good is having a rubber stopper in the little holes if there's holes drilled there, the thing that don't have a stopper of any kind? It does not even mention, if you look on here, it does not mention those tiny little holes at all as existing or as... It just mentions the 5 big ones that have like silicone rubber type stoppers in them. So I'm guessing this is a manufacturing flaw, that there were holes drilled in this that shouldn't be in it. Because it did not come with anything to plug them, and why would you plug them? The other 5 have plugs. So yeah, the water just poured. I'm soaked. As far as I'm concerned, that was like disastrous. And you know, it's always when you do a video, it's always tempting to be like, I can't post this because it was just, you know, a disaster and I feel like an idiot. But I completely followed the directions right down to looking at every single part as it's labeled, and you just saw what happened. I put the water in exactly like they said, and it poured straight through holes that shouldn't even, according to them, shouldn't even be there. I I am going to email the manufacturer and find out why are these holes? Like, each one of these is just a hole with nothing blocking it. These, it's hard for you, well, you can see it at an angle. You can hear it. They're like little silicone plugs. And that's how you're supposed to drain it, you know, to freshen the water or dump it, you know. But these are just, you see the light going through it? They're holes, so the water just poured straight through. These were not cheap. This was like, I want to say like $30, $35 at least, maybe more. This was not a cheap thing. This was like it might have even been $45 now that I'm thinking about it. I think I only got a little bit of a break because I ordered 2. And yeah, my bed is soaked, I'm soaked, and you put the product together the way it says and all the water pours out. Just because clearly I am a masochist, I'm going to open the other one and just take a peek and see if it appears to have the same problem. I'm sure you won't miss me for 1 second because it's... You can admire how soaked my freaking bed is. Look at this. I'm sitting in a puddle. Oh, not happy, people. Not happy. You know, you purchase something and it's, like I said, this was not some cheap, you know, $5 or $10 item. You know, where you feel like, oh, you got what you paid for. No, this was not a cheap item. I am unboxing the second one. Can you see me? I'm unboxing the second one. It's exactly the same. White color. And it's got the same holes. And I'm holding them up to the light, and you can see the light through them. Well, you can't, because I'm holding them at an angle you can't see. Trust me, you can see the light right through those holes. Now, part of me is like, Denise, if you melted some wax or some crazy glue or something, you could probably just make this perfectly workable. And part of me is like, for what I paid for this, I shouldn't have to do that. Again, it just came with the charger and the booklet. There's no anything saying about having to plug holes. So this is getting a big old fail as far as my review of it. Unless, like I said, I can do a little DIY and see if I can fill those holes with either like a hot glue gun or that'd probably be better than crazy glue, which is brittle. But it is not usable in the condition that it comes in. The water just pours straight through it, which defeats obviously the purpose of getting it. So you saw it in real time as I did, and it was a messy, soggy disaster, and now my bed is saturated, my clothes are saturated, and my mood is cranky. And this is what I get for buying 2 of them, because it looked like such a good idea. And the fact that it used USB, I was like, hey, you could even take that in the car if you wanted. Because my car's been I was waiting for them to get a part that they just got in to fix the air conditioner in my car. And I was like, wow, if we had a really warm day, because we have had a few of them, I could even stick this in the car. And now to just have that pour water all over me like that, I'm like, I'm not reattaching it because it's just going to dump the water out. I am not happy, as I'm sure you all have figured out. And yeah, you see this? I highly recommend you do not buy this if you see this. Again, it wasn't cheap, and they made it look like super easy. Pour the water in, plug it in, cools off the room by at least 10 degrees. And you saw what happened. I poured the water in and it just poured all over. Poorly made, holes in the bottom, and yeah, piece of junk. So definitely, I don't usually give such a strong, like, I try to be neutral and let you kind of come to your own conclusion. Some things, you know, there's pros, there's cons. But I couldn't even try this or use this because the water just poured through it. So as far as I'm concerned, I would not buy anything from, you know, from this, I can't even tell you what brand it is. Specifications, just air cooling fan. But yeah, if you see this, don't order it. Don't waste your money. And I hope this was helpful in that it saves you from buying it. Find something better. You could probably find something cheaper. And I'm now going to completely remake my bed and hope I have enough dry blankets, because I got like 4 layers of blankets under the one that's soaked, and they're probably soaked too. And I'm changing my clothes now. Again, I believe when you do product unboxings and reviews, I believe you need to post your failures as well, because that's the reality. And if I only showed you things that were great, then I'm not doing you a favor, because I wouldn't want you to buy that. If you knew that that product came like that, I hope you would have told me. So take a moment. I just saved you from buying a terribly crappy product, maybe. Hit that subscribe button, notify, like. I realize this is a terrible angle. And yeah, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. I'm shamelessly asking you to like, subscribe, share. And if nothing else, maybe you got a laugh at watching me get a crotch and bed full of really cold water. Have a great day. Thank you for watching, for those of you who've been here before, and thank you for being here for those of you at your first time. Have a great day, and thank you for watching.